Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogown Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as I like to call it. Hope everybody's having a good night. It's good to see a bunch of people in chat already. Awesome. I hope everybody's doing well. My eyes, how are you? Cindy Finn, great to see you. Mr. Lee, what's up, buddy? Hey, Rex, Mr. Hond. He probably cringes every time I do that. Angel Nolan, how are you? Hey, Grasshopper. Grasshopper. That's Stevie's fault, by the way, so don't blame me, dude. But I think it's funny. Gary Johnson, how's it going? Hey, Ben, BPD 1976. How's it going, man? So I saw you, bunch of you hanging out over at Joe's. I guess he had a show. Cindy, Nikki said, I saw, I happened to glance over there. I didn't pop in or anything. That I went to the Grand Canyon today. We didn't. We were going to. And then we realized, we could do it tomorrow because, we'd have to rush in order for me to get back to you guys. So, hey, I'm dedicated. So we did some local stuff. We checked out some local sites that were pretty neat and most people would never see, like Indian ruins. There's a place nearby called Montezuma's Castle. It's actually a national monument. And we went there and they were just in awe because it's they're Indian. They're built into the side of a mountain. The Sanawa Indians built it probably, I don't know, 9 to 1100 years ago. And the work that's involved, I tried downloading the pictures before I came on. I didn't have enough time to do it, so I don't know what I did get. So we'll see. I might have some of the pictures of today's little excursion. But we're going to go up to the Grand Canyon tomorrow. And I'm really stoked about that because I want to see, reactions. I love to see reactions of people seeing the Grand Canyon for the first time, because it's usually it's breathtaking. So that should be fun. Who did I miss? Trackway, what's up? If I didn't get you, sorry. Mike Moore, what's happening? Who else? Gotta go back to the bottom and start over again. Geez, I look tan. Must be that Arizona sun. Sorry if the audio sounds a little off. I can't use my speakers. My USB, one of my USB ports is not acting. It's not behaving. So yeah, guys, if you've never been on the show before or seen the show or Damien, what's up? And Strangeland, what's going on? What we do is we come on, we hang out, we bullshit, we talk about, paranormal, whatever, things people have gone through, but it's a hangout. What I do is I post the link in chat, and all you do is you click on the link and you can join us. Just follow the directions for the link. And, it's simple. If you don't want to be on camera, you can hit stop camera at the bottom of the screen and you don't have to be on camera. All I ask is that you do turn off your YouTube because it causes an echo on your end. So join me if you will. I will post that link right now. That's not it. I should hit it just for fun. No, it's my PayPal link. I didn't copy him. I didn't copy the other one. Screw it. It's in my way. I'm just getting it out of the way. But PayPal link is in chat right now. Sorry about that. All right, let me get this done. All right, here comes the link. There we go. So yeah, you want to come hang out, talk about whatever. Just click on that link and join me. Come hang out. See what kind of trouble we can get into. We don't get into trouble. Well, too much. Do we? Shit. Sharon, what's up? Hey, Mr. Hugh. Damien, his question: what happened to your eye? I don't know, dude. If it's this one, I just had a hair in it. I just pulled it out. These guys witnessed it. I was like, what the hell? And my other eye has a little, what do you call it? I broke a blood vessel a long time ago, so there's a red mark in it. Anything else you want to know? Faster man, what's up, man? Sue Ashwell, good day. All the way from Australia. Brian and Chewy go hiking. What's going on? Hey, Nikki. Hairy Man Hoaxes and Hoodwinks. Who else? Someone just said I'm going to pop on after I eat. What? Who was that? Blackbeard, what's going on? Have you seen anything yet? Hope you're having a great time. Enjoy the. Thanks, Mr. Hugh. I haven't seen shit. We're done camping. Now we're just recouping. We're crashing it, here where I'm at my place. It's more like a hostel. There's air mattresses all over the place. But it works, it's cool, I'm glad they have the time to hang out and enjoy the views out here, because it's just so incredible is a good word. Judy just said it's incredible. What's up, Ben?
What's up, Mokes? I can't help. I can't help clicking on that. That
no,
link.
I know. You can't. It doesn't matter where it shows up, whose show you're there. I know. I saw you last night too.
Yeah, I know. Hey, bro, I will not talk about politics or anything like tonight, bro. Well, not do it. But
you were over with Lee, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I was fired up last night, bro.
So who's Hoff? Who is that guy?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He's a little young and.
Whatever. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you the question everybody's wondering.
You're probably not going to get the answer you want.
All right, not yet, right?
Nope.
All right, that's cool.
Cool, man. They're still just figuring out what they went through.
Cool, man. That's understandable. That's understandable and cool. I understand that.
Enjoy. Yeah, it's just that, I'll talk about a little bit, but I can't get into really what they experienced. It's up to them, even if they want to tell what happened. But it was significant,
Yeah.
So it's up to them. They're here. They're sitting with them. They're right next to me, all three of them.
Man, I completely understand. But no,
it's still in time. Hopefully it'll come out.
I'll do it. I'm gonna wait and hear.
Just getting stuck in the woods was an experience in itself. Getting trapped and realizing, fuck, we're screwed. We got to dig this truck out or car out, and they were there for 12 hours.
Yeah,
stuck. Nobody came around. And then finally, OnStar, they hit OnStar to get help, and people didn't want to come out where they were. There were different agencies that wouldn't go out there.
All right. So why wouldn't they?
I don't know. That's the question.
Do they know things?
Possibly.
Possibly.
I don't know. I mean, there was one cop that showed up. One cop showed up in the middle of the fucking nowhere on some, trail in the woods. And even the OnStar guy was like, what do you mean there's only one?
Wow. Yeah.
OnStar was the one who contacted all the authorities. OnStar was their link to the outside world.
All right.
Everybody turned them down except this cop. Okay?
Wow. Yeah.
And he did what, he was supposed to do, and he helped them, and he was a great person. He got them out of that woods.
That's good.
And it was after they were on their way out, that or everything was done where they could leave, that, I said the other day that they showed the guy a picture and he looked at the picture and said, "We got to get out of here." And the cop was scared, and that made them scared. And they
Wow.
proceeded to get the fuck out of there.
Wow. That's wow. Okay.
I mean, they were going down roads that you don't drive 45 on, and they were.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Those, yeah.
you know,
Those rim roads, dude. They're not shit.
no,
They all like pea gravel and shit.
So that's really, that's from the time they left. They got stuck. They went through some shit. The guy took them out. They said, "Hey, this is what," showed them a picture. And some of these pictures I've seen, and they are changing. There's
Really?
videos shot that are gone. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean,
it's just some weird shit happened.
This is reality. So eyewitness testimony can put people in jail.
Oh yeah, I know. I heard you mention that last night on.
Yeah, dude.
No, I know. It's the ridicule that comes with all the bullshit.
Yeah, I do. But I
so
mean,
it's hard. I'm not in a position I'll give them the platform if they want to tell it, but
I'm sure they're not
and
ready
they all
right now.
know. I mean, Jay knows what's involved. He came out, and I don't think he got any ridicule. He might have. I don't know. But everybody knows that when you come out with something, everybody's going to be up your ass. We need proof. We want to see. Well,
fuck that.
Go find your own damn proof.
Exactly. Exactly. Man, I agree with you.
Everything we hear are stories. Not many people have proof. So it's like just get in line with everybody else.
You're right. You're right.
But I hope one day it will come out. They will say, "Hey, this is what happened." Whether you believe it or not, it's up to you. You do?
Yeah, you're right.
Good.
I mean, you know what? Whoever doesn't believe them, fuck it.
Well, yeah, but somebody like Patrick Vaughn said the other night, the burden of proof is on the what was the word? Claimant.
The claimant, yeah.
There's no.
So Susie came on and said, you gotta fucking, if you don't believe it, you gotta fucking figure it out for yourself. You remember that, right? And that is the truth, bro. Because the burden of proof is not on the goddamn claimant. It's not. It's really not. That's the kind of shit.
They didn't take a picture and they don't have proof. Is you tell your story.
Yeah.
Whether or not people go, he's full of shit, or I don't believe it. Okay, don't.
Yeah.
The story's not going to change. Story's not going to change to cater to people. It's the same,
Bro,
Gemini Moon. Wow, great to see you. Sorry.
That's no problem, man. But who gives a fuck if nobody believes them? I mean, there's going to be people that believe
that mom just says that's only when you're trying to prove a murder. When the
exactly. But that does put people in jail. If somebody saw you commit a murder,
dude, my dad was a cop. His testimony put people in jail.
Yeah.
So if I hear Stevie just said, we have nothing to prove, it's our truth. There's
absolutely. Yeah. There's no, she doesn't have to prove anything.
There could have been some, or who knows? Maybe there is some proof out there with, but like I said, they had taken pictures and things they saw aren't in those pictures anymore. Shit like that. Things are changing. Two long videos, blank, nothing there. So it's weird, the shit that's going on.
Technology is a blessing.
Stuff with your phone, dude. Oh, can I talk about that? Yeah. Stevie bring it up. I want to read it, and I don't care. I hope they hear it.
Yeah, well,
they're listening if there are. The other night, I mentioned the whole Men in Black thing. I said, don't be surprised if someone's knocking at your door one day.
No way.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we were at the camp. Yeah, we were at the camp.
Before we left the camp.
And she gets this message. When was
5 times starting Tuesday.
All right, guys. It started at Tuesday at 2:48 p.m. But this would be Florida time.
No. No, that's.
This is normal? Okay, so, okay. She gets a message from a Florida number, a text message on her phone, not Messenger, but on her phone. And it comes through 5 times. That's 1, 2, 3,
Wow.
4, 5.
Same exact
Okay.
message.
Wow.
Listen to this message. Honey Auntie, comma. Tomorrow is my uncle's birthday, comma. I ordered a birthday cake, comma. I will go home directly after finishing work, period. The fuck is that?
5 times.
5 times it
It's
came
some
through.
kind of,
That's like military code shit type talk.
yes, exactly. A cryptic message. Yes.
Yes.
Encrypted. Yes, definitely. Dude, what the fuck?
Her phone was upside down, sitting on the railing. She wasn't looking at it, and her phone started flashing.
It was rhythmic. It was just
And
constant pulse of a flash.
She pulled that, she turned it over, and that's what was sitting there.
In my text. I never use text hardly ever work.
Yeah.
That's usually all.
In the text for phone.
Everything else is messenger.
You know,
It's
I realize
it's too like cryptic, dude. I mean,
it is. It
I'm not
really
kidding.
is.
Anybody can look. I'm not fucking kidding. You know,
I
this
see
is
it. I see it.
the fuck is that?
It's so cryptic, bro. It's got to be code for something.
But it sounds like it's code. But
What are they trying to tell me?
But
honey,
shit,
Anthony, it's my uncle's birthday tomorrow.
That's contradictory right there.
Well, unless it's her brother, you know.
I guess.
Yeah. So
What's the message? What's it mean?
weird shit, man.
yeah. You know what? I don't blame them for trying to digest everything they saw before they want to say anything, and I don't blame them for not saying anything, for thinking that they might be ridiculed. But one thing I will never do is ask them to prove anything. I would like to hear the story. I don't want proof.
I didn't mean to leave that up there that long, guys.
Yeah.
What's up, Pine Island? No, dude. I think
I'm looking now.
she's looking now. I think it was all at the
They
same
all
time.
came through at the same time.
All at the same time. There's only one timestamp.
But I didn't get it until last night.
There's I mean, you can. I'm sorry. She was talking. Dude, like, people with a decent mind on them can tell if somebody's bullshitting them or not, right?
Jazzboard, hold on. Mogs, I've had incoherent messages from drunks. I've been that incoherent messenger. But no, that's weird.
5 times in a row.
Nobody's gonna drunk dial her that message exactly the same 5 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Last night when the phone flashed, it was pulsating like the light.
Yeah, like I said, the light was flashing on her phone, and it was like pulsating, and that's when she turned it over, and those messages were there.
Yeah.
Her phone cuts off, could be 48%, and it dies, and you plug the charger, and it says 1%. It's shit like
Really?
that. Yeah.
Wow, that's a big jump.
My phone started talking to me today.
Yeah.
Jay, they're sitting on the balcony on the deck. Jay, Judy, and Stevie. Jay's not touching his phone. It's sitting in front of him. And all of a sudden his phone goes, the time is 11:29. It's never done that. Never done that. You hear him ever.
No.
It just sang
Just
out the
now?
time. This was this morning. He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's never done.
There are programs installed on his phone. Wow. This is
No. He's saying that it's his phone might be compromised.
Yeah.
Well, how many times have I been asked for an update between you?
Donald says, Mogs, what are your thoughts on premonitions? Depends who's having them. You know? if somebody's, you know, known to be legitimate in a psychic sense, in that, you know, but read the Bible. It's a book of premonitions. A lot of them have come true. Most of them have come true. Um, it's a matter of timing, I guess. You know,
Oh, so y'all doing all right, man?
huh?
Are y'all doing all right?
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm taking them places, getting their mind off of shit, showing them Indian ruins, and took them down by the river where I hang out, and
Yeah,
you know, showing the sights. It's so, you know, there's such in such awe of the beauty out here and the
yeah.
vastness.
It's a
You know,
beautiful place.
you see so much sky and
Yeah.
open land, and it's it's cool. I'm just trying to see if I missed anything. May Reed, how are you?
You tell me you
Oh
almost got hit by lightning.
yeah. Another thing that was weird. We walk out onto the deck. It's starting to rain, and you know, here you can see the storms from miles away.
Hmm.
And Jay is in front, Judy's right behind, and I'm behind her. And we just get out the door in a single file, and actually started to spread out. And all of a sudden, this lightning strike, you heard zzz, like right above us, dude, and boom. And
Wow.
Jay was the first one in, grabbed her, and I pushed her, and she's pushing him. It was like trying to get back in this damn door.
How far away was it?
Oh, dude, it was on us. It just didn't hit us. It was
Wow.
yeah. The power went out for a second, but that was crazy.
Oh, y'all at a cabin right now?
No, we're at my dad's. Well,
Oh, at your dad's. Okay.
yeah,
All right.
well,
All right.
his house.
All right.
Well, it's my house, our house, kid's house, whatever.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah, that's
understand.
right. But there's no furniture in the house, so it's well, no bedding or couches or anything comfortable to sleep on. So we're we
Yeah.
all had, you know, air mattresses. So
Yeah.
crashing here for a couple of days, you know,
I hear that.
and seeing the sights here. So
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, bro. There
never
are
been.
beautiful sights over there.
Oh, well, you've been here, you know. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah. Gorgeous.
Hey, Brandy, how are you? Jen, what is Mr. Lee getting congrats for? Congrats for, I should say.
Dodging the show again.
Way to go, buddy. Who else? I said hi to Jem. It's good to see you, Jem. I'm just, yeah, we're all at the bottom.
Yeah, man. I gotta tell you, bro.
Hold on. 1 second.
All right.
Mr. Lee, I had
No
a dream
problem.
2 days ago before their trip that they were going to have problems. Not sure if it was primed by Dave Sparks' video on the lost couple in Death Valley.
Expound on that, Donald. Come on the show, Donald.
Catherine Lundquist, what's up, Catherine? What am I missing? What did?
Hi, Kathy. Catherine.
Oh, so Mr. Lee bought something. I'm assuming. Now I got to go find out. Bastard. I bought a place today. Oh,
What? What kind of place?
you're up. What are you going for? The refrigerator box this time?
Is it a strip club?
No, because he's always busting my balls about living in a cardboard box.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. You think Donald will come on?
Ask him, dude. What do I? He's right there.
I did. I did. Come on, Donald.
It's up to him, man.
Let's talk about it, brother.
Worm Norris, how's it going? Links in chat. Anybody wants to click on the link and come on, say what's up?
Come
Try
on,
to get
Donald.
information out of me. Go for it. I'm up for a challenge.
Man, I don't know if you were still there on Lee's show last night.
Miss Garvey, how are you? Oh wait, this is Brian and Chewy on my wife's Chromebook. Oh, what's up, dude?
Hey, Brian and
Weren't
Chewy.
you just here as Brian and Chewy? I swear I saw you here. Say that again, Ben. I missed it.
You were on Mr. Lee for a little while, but did you hear when I talked about my favorite show?
No.
You didn't. You did. It's this show right here.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you, man. Because you can talk about anything and not be judged. It's
Stevie,
an excellent show.
Stevie, get rid of the phones. No phones with SIM
I
cards.
didn't touch my phone for 24 hours.
I know.
And then when I did,
No, but the fact that you got that message and she's just saying is
No,
get
I
rid
know
of the
what I'm saying,
phones
but when I
with
did
SIM
pick up
cards.
my-
But don't they all have SIM cards?
Yeah. But I'm saying the fact that I did go without touching my phone for 24 hours, and then when I do pick it up,
It goes all ape shit. Yeah, she didn't touch her phone. She 24 hours easy. She didn't touch her phone, and
after we got back, I didn't.
it was weird. Raptor, what's up, man? Raptor crazy. What else we got here? Greetings from South Carolina. What's up, Dan? Who else? So yeah, I mean, but it was other than that, I mean, like we had a few good days up there up on the lake. Like I said, caught a couple trout, but we it was more waiting, We didn't
Yeah.
I didn't eat shit for 2 days.
Oh, shit.
I had a burger and one day and something the next. I forget. But it was just, you're not hungry. I was just too worried and
Yeah, I understand, bro.
but
Understand.
and it was emotional, when I got down to them because they were sitting in a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
They
I
were
can
there.
still I
there
can
for
still
hours.
see it on your face right now. I can see it on your face right now.
Could be the weed.
You always smoke weed, bro.
Flat Rock, how are you? Jamie Cotterill, welcome. Pardon me.
Hey, Jamie.
Oh yeah. She had to remind me. We had fajitas and hot dogs Friday night. The fajitas were good. They were good. Nikki was the chef on that one.
Hey, I got some pretty horrible news.
What's that?
Well, it depends. So you've watched Star Wars when you were younger, right?
Hold on, wait a minute. Nikki, let Mogs think what he wants. About what? You eat whatever. What about Star Wars?
You've watched it when you were younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the original Star Wars. So
Yeah.
today or yesterday or something like that, the people at Disney, with their infinite knowledge, decided that Obi-Wan Kenobi was bisexual. I'm not bullshitting you, bro. I am not bullshitting you.
And this is Disney?
Yes. Yep.
To please the LGBTQ blah blah.
Oh, Lord, bro. I mean, please stop. Please stop with the bullshit. Come on. Why does it matter?
What does
First of
sexual
all,
preference have to do with anything?
Exactly. But they have to bring it to the forefront.
No. they
So,
will.
yeah, wow.
Well, look at the series Chucky, based on Child's Play.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what network it's on, but the main two kid characters in that were gay in written as gay, and they were high school kids and
For
why?
what? Why?
Yeah, they
Why
can
is that
please
important?
somebody. I don't know.
Why is that important? So,
I have nothing against it. Just like why throw it down our
No,
throats? It's
me,
somebody's sexual preference has. I don't give a shit about.
me either. But why is it being forced down our throat?
I don't know.
You know, I just learned that. You ever watch Stranger Things?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while though. I think
Yeah,
I saw maybe the first 2 seasons.
me too. Me too. But turns out that one of the characters is gay all of a sudden. And you know what? Who
Yeah,
gives a fuck?
it doesn't change the character. It just
No, it
you know.
doesn't. It's
So
just
why even
annoying.
involve it?
You know, I don't care who's gay. I really don't. Just if you fucking if I don't have to know about it, it's fucking all that much better.
Lockbeer said he's a Jedi. No personal connections, straight or not. But good news for Mr. Lee's fantasies.
That is true. That's true. Wow. Mr. Lee's gonna like that shit.
And Tracy's right. It's what's the progressives. It's what they're pushing. You know.
Yeah. Man, I wanted to say the other day about Lockbeard. When he has a live stream, he takes no fucking prisoners.
Yeah.
This dude tells the truth. I mean, exactly what his truth is. He will say it, bro.
Oh, I
He,
know what he
yeah,
believes, so it's his truth.
you're right. You know what? I respect him for that. For definitely.
So do I. But that's his style, dude. I try to maintain a little more.
Yeah.
You know,
You have to be more neutral.
keep things neutral. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But if I believe something, I'll tell you I believe it. If I'll voice
yeah,
my opinion just like everybody else should.
yeah.
Um, I just don't do it as harshly or as often.
That bruh, that dude,
But no, I give him props for doing it. I
man,
respect his
me
ass,
too.
for just being able to do it. You know,
Amazing levels of
I didn't
not
start out
giving a
that way, so it's not me to be that blunt. You know, just to be blunt, not just to be blunt, but
understand. But dude, you gotta respect his amazing levels of not giving a fuck. You gotta
yeah,
respect that.
but that'll only get you so far.
I know it. I know it.
Fucking, I gotta read it. I'm gonna get in trouble, but Pine Island Research says the original cantina scene had the chick with 3 tits.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
pretty
yeah. I
cool.
remember that.
That was cool, but not very realistic. The third tit should be in the middle of the back for slow dancing.
Wow, wow. Who the fuck put that on there, bro? That is fucking genius. God damn. That
That mom's like, there's Jeff.
wow.
That's sorry, ladies. I had to.
Yeah, man, wow. So I decided to go with the light off thing. I'm just too ugly with the
I
light on.
see.
Yeah, yeah.
What else? Oh no, I'm sorry. I started reading Gary's shit. I can't do that. I get distracted. Cryptid 559. What's up, Javier? How you been, man? Great to see you. Hopefully you're still out there doing your thing, getting some research done. As usual, I still put the link in chat if you want to come on and say what's up.
Come on, brother. Hey, I'm about to bow out and let somebody else come on, bro.
Oh, if there was anybody there to come on, I'd, click them on, but no one's backstage.
I got you.
That's all good. But yeah, that's I don't get that whole thing with such a strong drive to promote, the sexuality of people. It's like, it has no bearing on shit.
Who gives a shit?
I,
You know what I
I,
mean? Bro, nobody cares.
well,
Why
okay.
bring it?
Oh, if you're gay or lesbian, you care. you know, I don't. It doesn't phase. It doesn't matter to me if anybody's gay or bi or What bothers me is the kids today
Oh,
are
I don't
using
care.
this shit as a what do you want to call it? The in
Clutch.
thing to do.
Yeah,
It's a click thing now. Oh yeah, we're and they change their names into crayon and shit like that. You know,
yeah. Man.
it's a true story. My cousin's daughter's friend's name is Crayon, and
What?
they're part of the LGBTQ community in their middle school. Whatever.
You know what, bro? They decided, like these people with the infinite wisdom decided that 5-year-olds can decide if they want to change their gender or not. What the fuck is up with that?
It's somebody's bizarre agenda, or I don't know what they're thinking. It's like fucking core math. What was wrong with the math before? It wasn't broken. Why fix it? Why
Exactly.
do you make the person work harder to figure out a problem that you could count on your fingers if you had to, and half the time?
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
I think that was that Bill Gates did the core math.
I have no idea. I didn't even care enough to look into it.
Same guy who was over there sterilizing people in India and third world countries.
Yeah, he's buying up
Fuck
the farmlands. Why is he buying up the farmlands, bro?
that
Why is
too.
he buying up the farmlands?
Control the food, control the people.
Yeah, you're right.
That's pretty common. There are some people who just think that they are godly and they should change the world like to their mold it to their beliefs.
You mean Hollywood people?
Well, Bill Gates isn't Hollywood, but
Close enough.
how somebody like him could have that much influence to actually change how kids learn math is beyond me.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Blackbeard says they don't like it that you don't care. They have to point you as they have to point at you as phobic if
Yeah,
you won't date the same sex.
yeah,
No, some people suck cock, some people don't. I don't.
yeah. You're right. You're right. Why don't Lockbeard come on?
I know everybody's jaws just dropped in the room.
No, but bro, you're right about that. It's true. And you know what? I don't give a
Oh,
shit.
that's good. I'm so
I
sorry,
don't.
guys.
I don't give a shit who does or who doesn't.
But you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean, man, but
Doesn't matter.
it's not
It
my
doesn't
it's not
fucking
my
matter.
business. So quit fucking
But you're
pushing,
creating this community and you're catering to people who, based on their sexuality, it's just ridiculous.
bro.
Let's see
It's
what Mike
their
has.
business. I don't need to know about it.
LIB, what's up, Mike?
That was fast.
What it do? What it do, LIB? What it do? Yeah.
Driving. Figured I'd hop on. I don't know how long the service is gonna last. I'm in the mountains. But
Lockbeard, nice try.
Come on the show, Lockbeard.
Why did their mouths drop? Are they surprised you don't? Like what?
Wow, he got you. Got you, bro. Wow, he got you.
Fuck you.
Boy, did he
shit.
ever get you? Oh my Lord. Bro, you opened that shit right up and he fucking went for it.
No shit.
Yeah, buddy. God damn.
Oh shit!
I like Lockbeard,
Mr.
bro. I
Hughes
like
says
his fucking
LOL.
show
Most
too.
cockadoodle do. And Lockbeard says any cock'll do. You want to bring it, bring it.
Dude, that is funny as hell. Oh man, that's why I love this show, bro. Just fucking with each other, joking and shit. I love this show.
Shit, I gotta turn this shit up. I'm dying here. Susie says, I want to see Mr. J. Brian and Chewy joining us. What's up, man?
I'm still laughing about the Lockbeard joke.
Man, that was funny, bro.
Brian and Chewy joining us.
Yeah, this is
Turn off your
this is a first time, long time for me. So
Turn off
glad I
YouTube,
finally
bro.
popped on.
I'm dying here.
Yeah, I turned it off. This is
Get
a
an
first
echo
time,
from
long
somewhere.
time for me.
I'm still getting an echo from somewhere. Let's see.
Yeah, I turned it off.
Check. An echo from somewhere. It is coming from your side.
Is it coming from me?
Yeah, because I just muted you.
Yeah, all you gotta do is
Keep
turn
muting you.
YouTube off.
An echo from somewhere. It is coming from your
Oh yeah.
No, I'm just going to keep him muted till I think it's fixed.
Yeah,
I think I'm good now.
yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
you're good.
All right.
Yeah, that was just, I couldn't resist. Touche.
I'm on my wife's Chromebook, so I'm all confused.
What's up, Brian and Chewy? You ever saw Sasquatch, bro?
Well, I can tell you what happened to me, what got me down this rabbit hole.
All right. Yep.
All right. This was in late August of 2003. I was 23 at the time. It was my girlfriend and my son. We decided to go camping in New Hampshire for the weekend as kind of like a last hurrah before my son starts his first day of school.
Where in New Hampshire?
Yep. So he was 5.5 at the time. So we decided, let's go find a camping spot near Storyland. Now, Storyland is it's in northern New Hampshire. It's a small amusement park for children.
You live in New
it's
Hampshire?
just rides. It's space for children. So it's just smaller rides.
How far up
Well,
north?
Glen, New Hampshire. So you're talking past the presidentials. So
Well, I've been up to Pittsburgh, so
yeah, Pittsburgh's pretty far up there. So you got kind of
I didn't know if
past.
it was that far up or.
Well, you got
Where
the
you live?
presidentials, then you got Berlin, and then it goes into, and then after that you're in Vermont. So you're up into the high elevations up in northern New Hampshire.
They got a Pittsburgh and New Hampshire.
Oh yeah.
No shit. I didn't know that.
So the camping spot that we ended up getting was right on the bend of this brook, just a fast flowing brook, and we were right at the corner there. So where we set up our tent, you could just hear the water flow. So it was just a prime location, and it was a big campground. So there were other campers there. So we were going to stay 2 nights and 3 days. So the second day, we spent the whole day at the Storyland and went back to the campsite. It was around 9 o'clock. They went to bed, and I just stayed up until it was time to put the fire out. Probably like around 10 o'clock, and then you have to put your fire out. So 10 o'clock, I go to bed. Now, I love to hike. I am an avid hiker, but I can't sleep good in tents. I am awful at sleeping in tents. I just toss, turn. I can never fall asleep in tents. So I'm just laying there that night, and it was hours I'm laying there, and I'm just listening to the water. I'm listening to the crickets. I'm just listening to just my surroundings, and it was dark, but you know how you're laying in your bed at first, you shut the light off, it's pitch black, but your eyes adapt to the dark, so you can kind of see around you. You know what I mean? You can see. Yeah. So I'm just laying there, and all of a sudden, this hand impression just starts grazing across the tent. Now,
Really?
where I was laying, it was my son, my girlfriend, and me. And my feet were right at the door of the tent. And it was a big tent. It was a big, probably, it was an 8 to 10 person tent. It was a tent you could just walk into and stand up, and you had plenty of room. So I caught the noise, the impression, probably right at the door of the tent. And I'm just watching that go by. And I'm like, the first thing I think is like, who is this asshole messing with me? I'm thinking it's like I'm thinking it's a camper messing with me. So I'm about to get up because I'm seeing it go all the way across. So I go to get up to zip up the tent. I was gonna be like, yo, what the hell are you doing? Because it was the middle of the night. And as soon as I go to get up, I hear this guttural growl. I mean, this guttural growl. You could feel it. Like I felt it in my chest from the growl, and right from the growl, it did a grunt, and that grunt it shook my chest. It shook my chest to where I was so scared that I just dropped right back down like a baby. I just hit the pillow and I'm down, and I look at my girlfriend and my son, and they're sound asleep. Now, this wasn't the growl to the grunt. It wasn't loud. It was the depth. It was the depth it was like, whew. And I'm like, that was no person. I'm like, who? I'm like, what the hell did that? But I was just frozen. And I'm just, as soon as that happened and that grunt happened and I go down and I'm just waiting to see if anything happens, it was just dead silent. Like before, I was hearing the water flow. I was listening to the crickets. As soon as that thing made that sound, I mean, it went no crickets, nothing. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm trying to think, like, I was not thinking, Sasquatch or anything like that. I'm like, I'm trying to think of what animal could do that is in New Hampshire. I'm thinking, the biggest thing is moose, black bear, deer, and small critters. That's all we have up here.
Yeah, but those 2 of the 3 will kick your ass.
I'm trying to think. I'm like,
the moose and the bear I worry about.
And it's fun. Like this was my first time camping ever.
Oh,
ever.
really?
It was my first time. It was 2003. I was 23. My son was 5.5.
And
it was
you went
my
back
first
camping again?
Oh yeah. Now, yeah. I do camp. I hike a lot.
Yeah.
So, but I'll never camp alone. I will never stay out in stealth camp. I need to be with other people. I'll never go out alone. But when I heard that and it went to silent, I was so confused because it's something I've never heard. And when you hear and feel something vocal that you've never heard, I was so confused that I just lay there for the whole night. Nothing else happened. But I stayed up the whole night. I didn't feel safe.
Did your son sleep all the way through?
They slept all the way through it. Now,
Right on.
when I turned and looked at them after I heard the grunt, like after I felt it, and I turned and looked and they're still asleep, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to wake them up and say, hey, like something I didn't know what it was, and I didn't want to scare them, but I didn't want them to say, oh, it's just a person doing it, but because they didn't feel what I felt, or they didn't hear what I heard in that grunt, that growl. It was just so deep. And people ask me, like, what could you compare it to? What is there anything you can compare it to? Like, when I was a kid, I went to a lot of heavy metal. I went to a lot of Metallica concerts. I went to heavy music. And if you get up to that front row and that bass is going right through you, that's the closest thing I can describe to it.
The feeling.
Or I spoke with another guy who had a similar encounter with feeling the vibration. He's like, it's almost like a cat purring on your neck, laying there and purring, just feeling that vibration, but times 100. You know what I mean? So what confused me that night was, like I said, we were rookie campers. Like, we left our coolers out. You know what I mean? Like, we left it a mess when we went to bed. And I know that's not what you're supposed to. You're not supposed to leave your stuff out, but
It was your first time camping, dude.
But I was trying to think, like, what animal could have the intelligence to run its, because I could see the impressions of the digits going across, and I'm thinking, I'm trying to comprehend, like, antler, like what I'm like, a bear's not going to go up on its hind legs and rub its paw along without ripping a hole in your tent. So I was so confused for so long that I didn't say anything to them the next day. I was so close to saying, hey, something weird happened last night. Like, I heard something ran something across the tent and let out a guttural growl grunt. And I know she was just going to say it was a guy messing with you, because she didn't feel it. She
experienced that part.
I was so surprised, like, that they didn't wake up from feeling that, because it rattled me. It rattled me so much. Like, I've heard, like, Doug Hychek's been on a lot of shows. He talks about the infrasound, and he said that. I was like, oh man, I'm like,
it makes sense. It's an elf. It's an extremely low frequency. And most of your larger mammals have it. I mean, why wouldn't that be?
At that time, I didn't know. I was 23. It was 2003. Sure. I didn't have the knowledge that you can just go on Google something. There just wasn't information out there at the time. So I just kept it to myself. I'm just like I remember riding home that next day, and I'm like, I'm not going on.
When did you finally tell somebody?
The first time I told someone was 2020.
And it happened when?
17 and a half years later, but I didn't. It's not until I got my confirmation, kind of, with hearing other stories, hearing other tent encounters. When I heard other tent encounters on Sasquatch Chronicles, that's what got me down the rabbit hole. Is hearing.
It's amazing what that show has done for this community.
Yeah, because.
I mean, really, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Sasquatch Chronicles, because that was the first show I ever listened to pertaining to Bigfoot.
Exactly. You put in YouTube, you put in Sasquatch or Bigfoot, Sasquatch Chronicles is going to pop right up. So I just started ripping through episode after episode.
I did the same thing, dude.
I was hooked.
To it.
Then I'm like, man, I got to see how many tent encounters there are. So I started back at episode 1, and I just kept going, and I'm like, oh my God.
It opened your eyes to a lot of different things.
Yes, and I remember when I got my confirmation, I'm driving up to New Hampshire, and I'm going to do a winter hike, and these people are talking about their tent encounter, and my heart just started pounding, because the same shit happened. They had something freaking went across the tent with a hand impression went across their tent, and they were scared shit, and they got the hell out of there. And I couldn't, and you hear all these other encounters, and it blew me away.
I heard a guy tell a story in person. I was at an outing in Tennessee, and one of these guys told the story about having one sit on the edge of his tent, like it was touching him through the fabric, its ass, like sat there, and supposedly he poked it with a knife or whatever, or pushed it off, whatever. But I've heard a lot of tent stories.
Yeah, the John Mayenzinski tent encounter comes in mind to me. He was on Monster Quest, park ranger from Sierras. He was messed with in his tent, and that's what got in 2007. Now this is like years later. It's not till like Monster Quest came out and shows like that, and Finding Bigfoot, when they started going to all these locations. And I love Monster Quest, and I get, Finding Bigfoot was more children oriented, but I loved when they talked about their encounters when they went to the town halls, and people talked about their encounters. And when they went to New Hampshire in 2015, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like, I got to watch this, because
Sure.
all of that is flushing back to me from what happened in 2003. And hearing like a guy getting rocks thrown at his tent and getting messed with, I was like, oh my God, it's like these things are doing it for like their own amusement. Like it's odd, but I
It's
find
either
it,
that or they don't want you there. You know, it's either they're bored.
and I found it weird because I'm in
Like,
a campground when it happened. You know what I mean? Like when all that happened, I was just in a campground. It's just my location right at that brook, and over that brook was just woods. There was nothing else. We were on the outskirts. So we were at the edge of the campground, and then woods after that for miles. There's nothing. So I just think whatever it was that night came across that brook, and my freaking tent was the one tent that was right there, and ran its hand across my tent and let out that friggin' grunt and that growl, and it just changed me.
One
Changed
second,
my life.
Mr. Lee, this is from you to Judy.
Aww.
She got a big kiss.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
that's fine.
There's so many tent stories out there. You know, it's because who's it happen to? The people that are in the woods, the hunters, the campers, the hikers. You know,
Yeah. And I just,
you hear pop-up stories, you hear trailer stories. You know, it's you know they rocked the trailer, they pushed over the pop-up, they did this. You know, it's amazing how many stories are out there, and that you.
oh yeah, and like I said,
you know, I mean, Jay is outside right now. He's out, you know, checking out the weather, but he didn't tell his story for over 50 years.
yeah,
55. That's over
55 years. Yep, I remember him telling that
carry
story.
around is, you know, and now we can't get rid of him. You know, it's my fucking house.
I never said anything because I didn't know for years until those shows came out. I didn't know
And
until
and that's how Jay found out. You know, getting into this and hearing other people tell their stories. It's like, oh shit, I'm not alone.
yeah, and that's was like, and then I was like, oh my God, then I was hooked. I was hooked. So I'm just watching podcasts now, and
I go to sleep to him, dude.
I know, me too. It's bad. My wife's like, she's like, you have a problem. She's like, you watch too much of this stuff.
My nephew called me addicted.
I'd rather watch this than what's on TV, really. So I love it. I love the people in chat.
I don't even watch TV, dude. I mean, it's on. It's the Weather Channel.
Yeah, for me, it's like background.
Watch some of the Discovery Channel or some of the, but I don't watch the news. It's never good.
No, it's always negative. It's always negative. But
I guess never mind. She just burst out laughing, reading chat. Mr. Lee said my mascara is running down my face. Only joking, Ben. His mascara doesn't run.
now you said you're from you were from New Jersey originally, right?
Correct.
And you said you've done some hiking and stuff.
40 years in Jersey.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So where did you do a lot of your hiking? Did you do any kind of hiking?
Not too much hiking. I did a lot of hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
So I was always in the woods. As a kid, I was always in the woods down the Jersey Shore, which is the woods that I was in was basically same as the Pine Barrens. It was just kind of a north corner, but that type of terrain, same trees, same sand, same northern New Jersey did a lot of hunting, a lot of bird hunting. I deer hunted, but never killed one. I've butchered them, I've skinned them, but I've never killed one. Killed tons of pheasant, but back then I wasn't thinking Bigfoot. You know, I saw the Patterson Gimlin when I was younger. You
Yeah,
know,
same as me.
and after that, Bigfoot was a truck. You know, it
Yeah,
was a
that's
it was a
yeah,
monster
it was a
truck.
monster truck. Yeah, you're right.
I didn't. You know, later on, you know, you had the Jack Link's commercials. They've been around a long time now, and you know, messing with Sasquatch and all. You know, but it still, I never paid attention to it. It
Yeah, for
didn't.
me it was
I never
yeah.
questioned it. It wasn't like whether or not it existed or not, because I just accepted it when I was a kid. That okay, it's real and it lives over in the Pacific Northwest, and there's one of them.
That's exactly what I thought. Like a
That's
Pacific
that's as far as I got as a
Northwest.
kid. But it wasn't a question of whether or not it existed. I believed it existed when I was a kid. It was like, why not? But you don't think about it. It's not part of your everyday thing. So when I started seeing Sasquatch Chronicle, listening to that, at first I was like, what the hell is this?
Mm.
And then you're like, oh, come on. And then, you hear a couple more and you're like, huh. And by the 100th, you're like, okay, there's something going on here. And by the 1,000th show you've seen, you're like, you think you're an expert, but you have these, you've heard so many of these stories that, like you saying about, it did this and it did that. It's like, yeah, I've heard all this before, but that's how you learn. That's how I learned. If it's all true, everybody can't be lying. And
For
people that are
sure.
telling you stories are telling the same story in a little different way, as far as the mannerisms of what they do, tree peaking, tree knocks, whatever, they're all telling the same thing, so you kind of, if you pay attention, you're going to learn. So if somebody says, like, I asked a guy in Sedona one time, he came in, he was from Alabama. They rented some ATVs. They went out, came back. And I asked him, I said, you ever see anything odd in Alabama, down in the woods down there? He looked at me funny. He goes, it's funny you should mention that. He goes, one day we were about 10, we were riding in the car, and me and my brother looked out the window and we saw something running across the field. I was like, oh, okay. He goes, yeah, but it was the way it was running that was weird. The way it was moving. I said, was it gliding? I said, like it was gliding? And he was like, how did you know that? And I said, well, it's what I heard. And it was probably, a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch or whatever, He was like, holy shit, that's good, possibility. Because he didn't, I didn't know this guy. And for me, the first thing to say was, it did look like it was gliding. And I tried to explain the theory on it that, they don't bend their knees when they don't lock their knees when they walk. So they're always bent, and it just creates that floating motion. It's the way we walk. We lock our knees, so we always go up and down.
Yeah.
Try walking if you don't lock your knees, you're not going to go up and down. You might fall over, but
It's so funny how my mind, after all that's happened, how it's like, man, like after when I was doing hiking, I first started hiking in 2018. I just started going in these big mountain hikes, and this was my first. It was my first overnight hike with my dog, and we were going out, and we're 6 miles in the middle of nowhere, and it's the only trail going to where we're going. There's no off trails. It's just you in the wilderness and nothing else. So we're going, and we're about 3 hours into our hike, and I'm just walking down this trail. It looked like a hallway, like almost like you were inside the tube of a wave, because the foliage was just engulfing you.
Was it grown or was it manipulated that way?
Oh no. This was just grown foliage, just where you can't see 3 yards into the woods. It's that thick. So it's just this narrow trail. And I'm going with the dog, and all of a sudden, this branch starts shaking like 10 feet up. So as I'm walking by, it shakes. I do a 180, and I go back like 20, 30 yards with the dog.
Nope.
And I'm just sitting. Now, this is my first time I'm GoProing. It's my first GoPro. I didn't have, I had it on such shitty controls, and everything looked like a dot. But I'm holding that thing. And when that happened, it brought back like everything from 2003. It just brought back that rush of like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm going to see it. I'm like, I'm going to freaking see it. So I just got the GoPro out there. I'm holding the dog on the leash and I'm just waiting. And like 3 minutes go by and I'm just there. I'm waiting.
Check
All
your
of a sudden,
watch.
this big friggin' moose just starts coming out on the trail.
Check, please.
Full friggin' rack. Huge. I've never seen a moose. Okay, it was my first
really?
moose.
And you don't want to be that close to it the first time you see it.
And I'm saying full rack. This thing was freaking huge. I looked down at the dog. He's scared shit. He's not moving. He's not moving. I look back at the moose and I'm like, I'm praying. I'm like, please, dog, don't growl, don't bark, don't make a noise. I don't want this moose looking at us and charging at us because you can't hide behind a tree or anything. It's just going to go right over that tree.
Yeah.
So I'm just standing there like, I'm so scared. I'm like, what do I do? So I got my GoPro. I'm GoProing it. I'm like, oh, this is so awesome. And it's like, it took 2, 3, 4 minutes for that thing to get its freaking big old butt off the trail. But I'm telling you, I had my big old pack on, a big old multi-day pack that you got to, going out for a few days in the wilderness, you need to carry your stuff. I could have hunched over and kind of walked, and I could have went under its belly. It was that big. I was like, oh my God. But it was just eating vegetation. So when I saw that shake, it was just
Pulling
eating
leaves off of it. Yeah.
But
That's cool.
to not be able to see it right there because it's so thick, the foliage, I was dumbfounded. And that's when I'm like, since that day, as soon as I got home, I put in Sasquatch. I put in Sasquatch in New Hampshire. And I needed to get information because of everything that stirred up from what happened in the tent. I'm like, I gotta get answers now. Like it's so easy now to get answers from back in 2003 when you didn't have YouTube or internet. Like it was just coming out. So that's when I started getting into the Sasquatch Chronicles and hearing the other 10 encounters and seeing where these clusters are. And it's great that I've been able to meet up.
411 clusters?
Oh, no. I'm not. No, not the 411.
Oh, I don't know clusters.
Since I came out with my encounter and had a couple of, local New Hampshire people reach out to me, like Alex Petikoff,
Okay.
and another guy, New Hampshire Sasquatch. I've become really good friends with those guys, and we've had some investigations, and we've done one for the small town monsters, and just this past year we might have found like a possible trackway in New Hampshire. So we got that all documented, and it was really cool. It's been a really fun ride since getting into all this.
Sure.
Encounter stuff and then seeing the clusters that are here and there in New Hampshire and it's just it's mind-blowing how they're just there everywhere and at certain times of the year they're like right now it's berry season around here. It's starting to get to blueberry season. There are more sightings now when the berries are ripe and the animals are moving. It's fun to see where all those clusters are, and guys like Alex Petikoff and New Hampshire Sasquatch, they put up a grid and see where these clusters are, and it's unbelievable. It really is. You get to look at the terrain, the region, and where they're at, and where those clusters are happening, and it's really, really.
I took these guys today. Today we went down by the river, the Verde River, and it's an area that has had some sightings or some occurrences. Like the BFRO has a report from I forget the date. It might have been in the 90s, but it was an audio thing. They heard, it was a vocal they heard. There was no sighting, but it was and it was, I took them just up the river from where that happened, just to show them the area. And me and Jay talked. Look at the riparian area we're in right now. I said, we're in the middle of friggin' desert, basically. We're high desert. But I said, this would be an ideal habitat for, it's a 100-mile river. The deer go there, all the animals go
Yeah.
there. There's water, there's cover, there's everything.
To me, it's a highway for those animals. It's a highway. And for up here in these mountain regions and those ravines are all brooks that lead to rivers. And it's just, I've had some weird shit happen out there, man. Like, I know you made fun of me when I turned my GoPro off.
The busted balls.
I'm out in the middle of nowhere.
My GoPro off, something happens. Don't turn it off.
I'm going on this. I'm going on this 18-mile hike, and that's the last thing on my mind. It's of course it's in the back of my mind, the Sasquatch, just because of what happened with the tent thing. But when those knocks happened, like six knocks, like whap 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 whap, like right to the right of me, it was like firecrackers going off. My eyes were blinking. It was that loud. I was like, holy shit. And then it happened to the left of me, 6 of them. Whap, 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 whap. And I was like, I was confused. And then
Did it sound like gunfire or just firecrackers?
No. It was like whap, 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 whap. It was like something, to me, it wasn't a bat, but it's almost like bone hitting on something, hitting on wood. And then it happens to the front of me. Now I'm near a pond, and I'm near these two I'm near the Lincoln Brook and Franconia Brook in New Hampshire. They fork off. So I'm near these waterways in the middle of nowhere. I'm 5 miles in, and right after I heard the third knock in a triangular fashion, that's when I turned the GoPro on, and I'm like, holy shit! And I'm waiting. And I'm explaining what happened, and my adrenaline is freaking going, and I'm just, you start to think, like, you start to overthink, and you start to get scared. I'm thinking about my dog. I'm like, we're the only ones out here. I'm on a bushwhack trail. This is a trail that not a lot of people take. And it's just so I would miss a water crossing, and I was going to save 0.2 miles. I'm like, I'm going to take it. I'm going to go check out this black pond. I'm going to bushwhack, and I'll go right back onto the main trail. So this, where all the shit happened, was on that bushwhack trail.
That's when you go off trail. That's what they don't like.
I'm flipping. So I had that GoPro on for a few minutes. I'm walking back and forth. I'm walking back and forth on the trail with the dog. I had the dog off leash. And he's just dead set on the knocks that were closest to us to the right. He's constantly looking over there. And I'm like,
did he show any fear during this? Like,
he didn't show fear. It was curiosity. He's sniffing around. Not to the fear, like the moose fear. Like, I know with my dog, if it's a deer and lower, he's going to chase it. He will chase that thing. He is a chaser. He will just beeline it. When it's something big, he won't move, like that moose. When we were going by that moose, when it went off the trail, I had to drag him. I'm dragging him by his harness. He didn't want to move. He was scared of the moose. He was more scared than me. But so on that trail, I'm going back and forth with my GoPro on. And I'm like, screw it. I'm going to keep walking. I'll see if anything happens. I shut the GoPro off. I start walking. Not even 3 minutes later, whap, 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 to the right of me again. Now, the one to the right of me is always the closest one. It happened again to the left after it went to the right. This time, it wasn't 6 knocks. It was 3. It went whap, whap, whap. So I'm like, oh, my God. And then it happened again to the front of me. Whap, whap, whap. Now, the one that went in front of me was the furthest away, and it was past the river that I was cutting, like that I was avoiding. So to have that happen in that triangular fashion, I was like, oh my God, holy shit. I turned it back on. And I'm like, it just effing happened again. Now I know I look like an idiot.
That's what got me started with you, is just leave the damn thing on.
I know I'm looking like an idiot. Like, look at this friggin' idiot. He's turning shit. He's not getting anything on film. But what I was getting on film was just my reaction after it happened, because I didn't catch it, But I'm so used to filming myself on all my hikes that I'm just gonna film myself. So I film myself. I put the dog's GoPro on because I have one on him. So I turn his on, and I'm like, I'm going toward the noise. I'm going to the one that was closest to me. So I start walking back, and I latch up the dog, and I'm just looking around, and then it's just so effing quiet. It's so quiet. I stand there, and I'm just waiting, and I'm just looking around, and I'm waiting to see if I hear anything at all. And I heard nothing. It was like dead silent again. So I'm like, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get back to that main trail. I'm just going to get back to that river. And I get there, and I just get to the river, and I just like, I'm like, this was just crazy shit that just happened. I'm like, I'm going to call my buddy right now. I'm like, this is just crazy, crazy, crazy. I kept hiking. Nothing else happened. It was an 8-hour hike. I went up that mountain. At the top, I got signal. I texted Alex Petikoff. I'm like, hey, man. I'm like, I just the weirdest shit happened. He's like, dude. He's like, just come on my show and tell me what happened. He's like, you can tell your 10 encounter. You can say what's been happening to you while you're hiking out there.
Yeah, but that's bullshit. When you're on top of the mountain going through it, and all he's going to do is try to get you on the show. Not like, hey, dude, are you okay? Or do you need help?
That's what he said. He's like, you got to come on my show, man. That's all I got to text back. I'm scared. So I'm debating on the way back. I'm like, do I take that bushwhack back? I'm like, do I go back the way I came? Or do I just take the regular trail? I'm like, screw it. I'm taking the bushwhack back. I'm going to turn the dog's GoPro on. I'm going to put my GoPro on my chest, and I'm just going to go. It was like that bushwhack was like 25 minutes. So I kept my GoPro rolling the whole time, and nothing happened. Nothing. And I was like, that was weird. I just chalked it up as that was weird, man. I'm like, that was weird because I didn't put a lot of thing into the Knox.
Great Lake Reliance.
I'm not going to make fun of anyone anymore that has some crazy shit happen to them because you don't know until that shit happens to you. You just don't. And when those knocks happen,
looking at Jay as you're saying that because
I'm not gonna rag on anyone. I'm not gonna make fun of anyone. I'm gonna hear them out, but I'm not gonna say anything negative because I don't know because I've had some weird shit happen. Like,
so am I, not in that realm, but you can't, if you know something that most people don't know, like, or you believe, like I know the paranormal exists, I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I felt it, whatever. Like, how could I bash somebody for saying they saw Bigfoot, or it's, maybe different aspects of it? I might not maybe like, oh, well, how do they know that? Or question things, but to discount somebody and tell you, that's why I'm always like, tell your story.
Yeah. I think the hard pill for me to swallow is the matter of fact of people. I don't like the matter of fact of
man.
I don't know.
I can't stand it, brother. I can't stand it. I got ragged out on one of my shows and they busted my chops for probably 2 weeks when I said, all you got to say is, in my opinion, or I think, or don't give me this matter of fact shit that you have no fucking clue. There's no way you can know. No, I'm serious. There's no way you can know it. So don't go matter of facting. I see it all the time. Somebody's like, oh, they do this, they do that, they don't do this, they're not this, who are you?
Yeah.
Did they tell you this? Oh, wait, no, somebody I know will tell you yes. As a matter of fact, they did tell me. His name is Joe, and no, there's people out there that just, their stories are a little more than I can swallow all at once,
Especially what's recently happened with Jay and Stevie and Judy. I know people are dying to hear what happened, but that's not.
This story is changing how I think about things. and I had an experience. There's questions like, why did only one cop show up? They called OnStar, and OnStar got in touch with all these different, agencies, be it the Forest Service or whatever, and a county cop shows up. Oh, and what I didn't mention, and I think we said it was okay, I'm not sure, but when the cop got there and they were about to leave, when that cop said, "We got to go," gunshots rang out from the woods, like automatic rifle fire it made them almost duck. It was that close. Like, they were like, "What the fuck?"
Wow.
The cop heard it, and it was like, where the fuck did that come from? There was, just weird.
I don't want to have they been able to sleep well since all this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's been sleeping. Yeah, it hasn't been that traumatic where they're not sleeping, but it's, I watched them today. They were outside. I had made breakfast, and then they were chilling outside, and I just let them. I kind of stayed inside and let them talk. They're working their thing out. I feel like the third wheel of a whatever. Like bringing a date to a menage a trois. I mean, I'm the odd man out. Yeah, there's 4 people. I don't know. That was a stupid analogy. But
yeah, for me,
I've just been watching them, through the glass, watching them talk and let them figure it out. And because they're confiding in me, but I wasn't there to witness what they went through. So I'll just be that shoulder you can cry on, and maybe a little bit of support, and
oh, for sure.
we'll figure it out. If they want to tell it, they can tell it. But
that is a long
some
time.
Of the shit that like I said about the organizations that didn't want to come out there, that wouldn't come out there, and they put it out there with the OnStar that, hey, this was kind of an emergency. We cannot be here all night.
And like you said, this was a place that no one goes down, like hunter-wise or anything like that. This is just
the cop told them that nobody goes back there. Nobody camps there anymore. It's for whatever reason. I don't know. But the cop seemed concerned for their safety and his safety, and they got the hell out of there. So he did his job, and everybody came out safe, and
that's all that matters, is that everyone is safe.
Yeah. Yeah. But
wow, what a trip. What a trip. Drive cross country, have that shit happen. Wow.
Thanks, Stevie.
Yeah, you're the man, Moggs. You got a good thing going here. It's really cool.
Well, I'm thrilled that these guys could come out, and they have the time and to hang out with me, and I'm taking them around, and we're seeing the sights, and we're just having a good time.
Yeah.
Despite the shit that they went through, you march forward, and we taking their mind off of it by showing them some things. Tomorrow we're gonna go hit the Grand Canyon. Yeah.
It's on my bucket list.
Oh, dude, you gotta check it out.
I know. My dad lived in Arizona for like 12 years, and I didn't get to go out to see him. And
so you've never been here?
I had to go there, but I had to go there because he passed. So I went there in 2020, and I only got to go to Mesa. He lived in Mesa, so that was it. But I could see, the sunsets are beautiful. I mean,
yeah, but you notice when you're in the valley, when you're down in Phoenix, you look all around. There's mountains in all the distance.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And for me, being a mountain hiker,
oh, you'd shit yourself up here, dude.
Oh my god! And it sucks. It just sucks. I wish I could have. I wish I could have done one hike with him out there.
Sure.
So it's on my bucket list. I need to get out there. I definitely have to go to the Grand Canyon. That's on top of the list.
So we're going tomorrow. But I'll take them through Sedona first. On the way, we'll go through Sedona and Oak Creek Canyon, and they can see the Red Rocks and these tremendous views of Oak Creek Canyon.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's. I'm just digging, showing them all this new stuff, man.
Yeah, I get
Thrilled
that.
I could do this,
When I take people up into the mountains, I like seeing their expressions, and I like seeing them take it all in of stuff I've seen already. It's nice to share that with someone.
To introduce somebody to something like that.
Yeah. There's nothing better than the beauty of outside. I mean, that's my therapy out there in the wilderness, is just being out there and being with my dog and soaking in the views. And another thing I wanted to mention. In 2015, I had to get prescription glasses because I couldn't see when I was driving at night. I could not see a thing. I would go past the exit and I would be like, oh shit, that was the one I was supposed to take. So I knew I had to go get glasses. So I went to get the eye exam, and they show you these colored numbers in circles.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, read these. I'm like, read what? He's like, read the number. I can't see the number. I'm like, what number? He's like, do you know you were colorblind? I'm like, I'm 35 years old when I found this out. I'm like, no, I didn't know. I'm like, I know now. He's like, yeah, you have red-green color blindness. I was like, oh shit. So
I wonder where he's running red lights.
and you know what? It is something that I found out is it could be passed down in the male.
It's hereditary. Yeah.
Yes, my brother is colorblind. I got to find out if my son is colorblind. I wish I knew if my dad was colorblind or not. But we all have the same color eyes. Not that I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But me and my brother are the same color blindness.
Well, I noticed somebody mentioned ask you about your glasses. So
yeah,
did you get them?
Yes.
Oh man,
so,
how was it?
Oh man, I'm telling you, my wife's like, she's like, they make glasses for colorblind people. I'm like, no. I'm like, come on. She's like, yeah.
I watch those videos. I cry when somebody sees.
And I never saw them. I never knew. I just knew those HD glasses you could get for at nighttime.
Oh yeah, just make things crisper.
So I looked into it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "I gotta take the test." I'm like, "I gotta take the test. And I gotta find out which glasses I should get." So this was 3 weeks ago. I take the test. Tells you what your weaknesses are, and what colors you take in too much of. I believe I take in too much red, and I don't filter out enough green, so I see everything darker. Red to me is very dark. Purple to me is very dark. It's a very dark color, almost like a navy, to what you guys would say navy blue is. To me is like purple. That's what purple is to me. It's really messed up. So the glasses came in, and I remember I mentioned it in one of your shows. I had mentioned, I'm getting those glasses. And you were like, you know what? He's like, film it. He's like, this was you saying, film it. I was like, yeah. I'm going to film it.
I did tell you that.
Yeah. You told me that.
I was like, how did it go? I was like, I know this sounds familiar.
Yes. And I'm like, I don't want to go on his show because I've been wanting to come on. And I'm like, I don't want to go on until I get the glasses. I get to talk about the glasses. So I went to Maine, and I went to Acadia National Park for my vacation, and I was hoping the glasses would kind of come in, and they didn't on time. And there was this one time I wanted to go on your show because I was on vacation, and I was like, I don't have to get up early. So that fell by the wayside anyway. But yes, I put those friggin' glasses on, and it's funny because I went to this place where it was all green. I'm thinking I'm going to get blown away by the green. So I put the glasses on, and I was like, oh, wow. It was very lackluster because with those glasses off, I see green better than the average person, which is weird. I can see more vibrant green. So they
Okay.
pop, like pine trees pop more to me. I see a very vibrant green. And when I put the glasses on, I'm like, oh. I'm like,
Where did it help you? Where
It
did you?
didn't help me with the green, but my wife wore a red shirt. Now she's filming me, and she has the dog. So I turn and I look at her, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's red. I flip the glasses off, and I put them back down. I put them back up, and I put them back down, and I'm like, no way. I'm like, that's red.
So what have you been bleed? What color have you been bleeding all these years?
It's to you. It's what you guys see. Like, I'm seeing, like, to me, your red, the real red, for me is like orange. That's what
Okay.
orange looks like to me with the glasses off.
Okay.
It's weird. The red is so dark, like
Yeah.
stop signs, McDonald's signs, all
Yeah.
these things that I saw, fire trucks,
You thought they were
red,
orange all these years.
red meat. I saw red meat and I was like, oh my God. Because to me, it's very dark. It's very dark red. I'm saying it like darker than a cherry red. Like I see very dark reds. And to be able to see what meat looks like and what apples and someone showed me a tomato cherry. I haven't seen a cherry yet, but tomatoes. I saw a red tomato. I was blown away. I'm on a trail. I'm telling people because I'm wearing the glasses for the first time on a hike. I'm going on a mountain hike and I'm just giddy. I'm looking at the moss. I'm looking at the moss on the ground. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, that's what moss looks like. It's funny that what I took for granted all those years with colors isn't what they really are. It was for me. It was so sad in a way, but now that I have the glasses and I kind of get both worlds, it's so weird. It's so weird. Like lips. I look at someone's lips now with my color blindness. Gray and pink. Gray and pink are very similar, and purple and like I said, purple. I don't see. I see purple. Like to me, purple is pink when I put the glasses on. It's so messed up how I see how purple really is. But when I saw someone's lips, because when I see people's lips, they're gray. People's tongues are gray. Like it's weird when I see people's mouths and I want to put the glasses on. I look down at the freaking dog. I was like, oh my God. I'm like,
red. Oh no.
I see. Oh man, my wife's on vacation. I got the best of both worlds right now. I'm home alone. My wife went to go visit her parents in Florida. I have tomorrow off. I packed for a big hike for the weekend, so I was all giddy. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go on Moses' show and talk about my colorblindness and my intent encounter. But to see pink blew me away. To see people's lips and tongues, and to see my dog's tongue pink, it blew me away. He's even a different color. Like I could see the more like he's got a little reddish tint to him. I was like, oh my God. He looks totally different. I was just blown away. So every day I'm putting those suckers on, and every time I see a red car, I'm just nodding my head. I'm just like, man, that's so weird.
That's a new color for you. That's so cool.
Yeah. So I mean,
I've
even flowers.
I've seen a lot of videos when people put those on. And
yes, I mean, I see a red rose. It's so dark. It's so dark. Cool. Now I see it, and I'm like, whoa! It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how I am going out and relearning the color wheel now. It's so for being a 43-year-old to learn colors all over again. It's so fun. So I'm looking forward to the fall with the fall foliage.
Oh shit, man!
Because I've been going out on fall foliage hikes thinking I'm seeing
brilliant colors.
The forest is on fire. Now it's going to be like, whoa. So for me, I go to.
You're looking at everything that because the majority of the fucking leaves are red. and
Yeah.
orange and yellow and
And
but
I will get red and browns confused. That's how dark it is for me.
okay, yeah.
And
Oh, it's all you're gonna enjoy it.
I love it, and I love that I have a very small channel. It's just a hiking channel with the occasional Sasquatch crap. Whatever weird shit happens to me, I put on there. Like I put my,
I'm a small
that was the
channel.
first. Yeah, the first time I told my encounter was 2 months after my dad died. I was just so emotional, and I was just going on winter hikes, and I'm like, man, I wish I could have shared that with him. And I'm like, man, I gotta share, I gotta tell people what happened to me. I'm like, I gotta find this outlet. Like, I had no one to talk to about it because it's so taboo in the Northeast. It's just, even with my wife, I'll talk, and like,
Why would it be taboo up there, man? I mean,
I don't know. It is very taboo. If you
I
ask,
see. I don't know that because I mean I grew up in the Northeast, but I never it
it's
was never a subject.
oh yeah, it's something that
Ask me
people,
about the Jersey Devil, though.
yeah,
It's,
but it's not believable around here. People just don't,
they don't want to.
they don't want to open up. They don't even want to go
They think it's on the other side of the country, and there's one of them.
yeah. And I told one of the first people I told my story to was my wife. I told my wife, and she's like, well, she's like, you think it was a moose antler that could have went across the tent? And I'm like,
Well, at least she looked at it like that.
yes, I know. And she's like, well, where are the bones? She's like, how come they haven't found any bones? And I said, well, I don't know. I'm just telling you what happened to me, and I can't explain what happened to me. And I'm like, I can't explain to you that vibration I felt, but I felt a vibration from a vocal. If you can tell me what animal in New Hampshire does that, okay, I'm done. Case solved. I'm good with it. But if they make sure they're intelligent enough to put their freaking hand across a tent, it just
Well,
I'm only comfortable talking about it with people.
it would be stupid for a human to do it because you don't know what the person on the inside of the tent is carrying. Firearm.
Exactly, and that's the first thing I thought. I thought it was just a drunk camper just messing with me until I heard that growl and that grunt and the effect it had on my body when it happened, to where, holy shit, like, that wasn't a person. A person can't do that.
I've heard people getting sick from that.
Yes.
got tagged in Montana, and he turned him, but he was.
When all I know, I lay there and I say it like a baby, man. I put the pillow over my head. And I just laid there. I lay there and I just waited. I waited to see if it was going to come back, because at that time, no inkling in my mind of Sasquatch. It wasn't even in my mind. I was just so confused, to where I remember days after that, I'm constantly thinking about it. And I'm like, Brian, forget it, dude. Like, you're never, like, you can't explain it. It is what it is. Nothing happened. And that's it. Just forget it, man. And that's it. I buried it away for years. I just said nothing. I just forgot about it. I just said, forget it. And then Monster Quest comes on, and you start hearing similar stuff. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, and it comes rushing back.
It gets the wheels turning. I'm like, that stuff's happening. And then the finding Bigfoot blew me away, with going to New Hampshire and all these other places and the town halls and all these encounters people are having.
When you hear that these things are in every state, I try to talk to people about it. I'm wearing a Bigfoot shirt. It's
yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Sedona, and people say, "Oh, I like your shirt." I'm like, "All right, yes, thanks, man." And I tell people I have a YouTube channel and what we do, and whenever I present, I'd say, we talk about paranormal or UFOs or Bigfoot, if you believe in such a thing. And then I try to expand, and I said, well, if you do believe in such a thing, they're not just the one in the Pacific Northwest. They're supposedly in every state, and I've heard stories from just about every state, and people are, you get the people who don't want to hear it, but some are like, really, I have to look into that. What's your channel again? And I tell them, and but it's interesting how
Right.
it's more of a joke or just people don't want to know.
Yes, it's uncomfortable to talk about it
But
around.
I'm like all over it. I'll talk to anybody about it, and I've never seen one.
Yeah, and like Brent, I love Brent, the tall ones from Washington. He's a good guy, and he even said it's different over there. People can talk about it over there. It's different
No,
than
you
it is
hear
over
that a lot where it's taboo. Like look in the South, people knew they were down there. They called them boogers or woolly boogers or wood boogers or whatever, but they knew they were down there in, go back 100, 200 years. So why did it get pushed aside? You keep hearing, I'll hear stories. Well, my great grandmother would tell me, or my grandmother would say, don't go in there, the boogers will get you. And the kid never questioned it. Like, well, what's a booger?
Yeah, and back here in the 1800s, they call them wood devils. They were wood devils back
wood devils, creek devils
in the Northeast.
Whatever. But, I mean, look at all the stories out of Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, Western Mass is a hotbed for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on over there.
Huckamuck, is it Huckamuck Swamp?
Huckamuck Swamp. I'm right. I live in Rhode Island.
Okay.
Huckamuck Swamp is about 25 minutes away from me, but I'm near the Freetown State Forest and all that all that stuff, the Bridgewater Triangle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've done a couple of investigations with Alex Petikoff, with their Small Town Monsters channel, and it's pretty neat stuff. There are some Bigfoot encounters that have happened there, but not nearly as many as Western Mass and New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, the main hubbub, upstate New York.
I gotta address something real quick. Jamie Cotterill says GPS coordinates can be gotten from the OnStar. Well, here's the deal with that, Jamie. They had OnStar on. OnStar had one set of coordinates, but two other organizations kept coming up with different coordinates.
Wow.
And it turned out if it kind of triangulated, they were in the middle of those coordinates. But why would somebody come up with three different coordinates, but they were near each other? But it was weird. So I just wanted to address that.
No, that is because it's funny that they got stuck. I went to do, I was going out to do an investigation in northern New Hampshire with one of my buddies, and they have this logging road. It's like 50 miles, and it's just a logging road, and it just cuts through a certain part of New Hampshire, and it's just all forest that you're cutting through. So like, hey man, let's go down that road at night, and we'll spotlight for eye shine. And I mean, we were seeing we saw 7 moose, 7 deer. We're having a blast.
Sure.
And we're in a squatchy area in the Dixville Notch area of New Hampshire. It's very northern, lots of wildlife. It's where they take their people for moose tours at night. It's just it's unbelievable up there. You can just take your car and just drive slowly down the road. You're going to see a moose. You're just going to see them on the side of the road. It's unbelievable.
I've never seen one in the wild.
God!
When I was up in Pittsburgh, I was hunting with my uncle, and he was hunting, I was tagging along, but see these tracks in the snow, and I'm like, what the hell? Looking at the stride, I'm like, and then I realized, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Moose. And the only thing
they're not the smartest animals, but man, you don't want one of those things running into your vehicle, man, because
or running into them in the wild. They'll stomp your ass.
Oh man, yeah, I was so scared. And I have a buddy, he's a nut. He'll just go run at him. I'm like, what are you, stupid? He'll go run at him. All right, man, I'm staying in the car. You go do what you want. So
OnStar.
But-
The buddy
yeah.
just got his ass stomped by a moose. Can you help?
Now I have my 4-wheel drive truck. He's like, let's take my van. He's like, I know the roads. He's like, we'll take my van. I'm like, we're going in back roads. Like,
In a
he's
van.
like, yeah. He's like, I drove it the other day, man. He's like, we're fine. I'm like, okay.
Famous
So
last words.
we spent all day hiking, just doing some nice, cool hikes that he took me to. He's like, all right, we'll go do some investigating now. He's like, we'll spend the whole night out on that logging road. And he's like, we'll see something, even if it's not, Sasquatch, we're going to see wildlife. Like, all right. So like I said, we were seeing things left and right. They call it a class 6 road. I'm sure you guys have them over there. A class 6 road is just roads that are unkept. They're just like for ATVs.
Yeah. They don't-
Enter at your own risk.
Yeah, unmaintained, rough road, whatever. They have that.
Unmaintained rough road. He's like, oh no, we're fine. I took my van the 50 miles. I can do it again. I'm like, all right, man, that saves me gas. It's fine. All right. So we're in his van. It's about 9:30 at night. We're going down this class 6, this logging road, and all of a sudden, I have my GoPro out, and I'm spotlighting.
Mhm.
I hear a go, doof, and we're not moving. I turn and look at him. He kicks it in reverse and just spinning tires. We're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we are out in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, dude, let me get out and see what's wrong. I look out. I'm like, all right, give it a little gas. The wheel is not even touching the ground. We went into such a divot in the road that
Yeah, high
his
ended.
bumper was on the other side of the road and his wheels were just
Yeah.
and we are on the edge of this ditch. It's about 6 feet down with water and we're right on the edge. I'm like, this could give, dude. I'm like, we're in trouble. I'm like, we're screwed. We have no service, nothing. So he has his OnStar thing. Hits his OnStar. Now, when you were just talking about the OnStar and how it couldn't pinpoint, those things can usually, they get you like right to the T of where you are.
Yeah, well, the tracker's in the car.
So he hit that tracker. We had to use the 911 emergency SOS on our phone to get.
Okay.
So that's what we used to talk to them. And we were stuck out there for 4 hours. They're like, we don't know if we can come get you. So when they're telling their story, I mean, when you were just saying what happened the other day, I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, I know what they were going through, but for me, it was only 4 hours and nothing crazy happened. I could imagine being stuck out there for 12 hours, not knowing if anyone's coming. And that hopeless feeling, like, I remember I was so pissed at him. I was so mad because he's saying we could make it and we didn't. I put my jacket over me and I'm just there in a rage, just trying to go to sleep. I'm like, we're going to be out here all night. He's on the phone with 911. Like the cop was a jerk. Like the dispatcher wasn't being nice to us. And it was such a mess. But to make a long story short, a wrecker ended up getting out there at I think it was 1:30 in the morning. And it was just after a full day of hiking and being stuck for 4 hours.
What's weird is like when they were out there, they couldn't get triangulation, or they finally did, but I'm losing my train of thought. Forgot what I was going to say.
I tell you what, though, to hear
Something to do what you were talking about, and
to hear gunshots in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that was the other thing. That was
After
the other thing.
some, I assume
And the cop heard
after,
it. The cop reacted,
then-
and he was like, "No, we got to go."
but hearing those gunshots, I assume after some weird stuff happens, right? Yeah.
Well, put it this way. My thought is, well, it was hours from the time that they contacted did the OnStar and got in touch with somebody till the guy showed up. So these other organizations, they had an idea of where they were.
Exactly. That's what
Who
I was
knows?
thinking.
Who knows if anybody came in? I'm not trying to start rumors or anything. You just don't know. It's just odd
Yeah,
that the cop. They said the cop heard it and his hand went right to his gun. Just put his hand right to
that's
his gun.
crazy. And that was my first question to you was, is it known as like, are there hunters that go back there or anything like that? But if it's just one of those places that just no one goes down.
It used to be a place where people go, and the cops said nobody goes back here anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody camps back here. Nobody just, it's a place they don't go anymore.
And that was an automatic.
Why?
Exactly. It's crazy stuff.
Richie, I don't know that this is you, buddy. You're not talking in caps. He's always in caps. So who's this? I've never seen him not type in caps. I'm reading Richie's stuff and I'm like, this can't be Richie. He's not yelling. BF Bud says, why don't they go there anymore? I don't know, dude. The cop didn't elaborate. But said nobody comes, and nobody wanted to go out there. Nobody. And that cop was the only one that was willing to do it, and he didn't want to go out there. But he did it. There he is. Back to yelling. Now
I
know
never
it's
knew on a cell phone, if you have absolutely no service, that if you hit that emergency SOS, that you will get 911. So
well, that's going through a satellite.
yeah, so that
That's
helped. That if we didn't have that, I think we would have been stuck out there all night, and that would have sucked. You know what sucks is when I kept getting out of the van and stuff to see if I could stick anything under the tires. I'm sticking rocks, I'm sticking wood, anything to see if he could get a grip. But that bumper was just hung up. But in that process, I dropped my freaking GoPro. Like I dropped my GoPro and it was left there. Like I didn't realize it until I got home 3 hours away. And I'm like, oh, my GoPro. It had all the bells and whistles. And I was like, oh, my Chewy GoPro.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, that was such a crappy trip.
Papa said, chessboard, it's monsoon season in Arizona. It made the temperature nice. It's sweltering here, LOL. And these guys will confirm that. I mean, they got here at a time when we just got through, a heat wave, but it's always triple digits. But since they've, this trip started, it's been cloudy, overcast, but it's been comfortably, the temperatures
and that's what my father said. He's like, it gets hot as hell here, but it doesn't get humid like it does in the Northeast and Florida, where it's just so
monsoon
muggy.
Seasons, it gets.
Does it get humid?
Not Florida humid, but I mean these guys are experiencing it, and it's comfortable. They're not dealing with the heat that we've had to deal with, so I'm pretty thrilled that I can take them out and they're not bitching about the heat, or I'm not bitching about the heat, or and we can go out and enjoy ourselves. So that's cool. So like
nice.
I said,
how long are they staying around?
Probably leaving Saturday.
That's
tomorrow.
nice. So they put it. So that was a nice trip for them then.
Yeah, it was gonna be shortened, but then we realized nobody has to be anywhere, so
that's the best.
Might as well, use the time and have a good time. So
yeah, no, that's nice. I'm glad you guys are having fun. I'm glad you guys got to meet. That's nice when you've been talking to people in chat for ages, and you finally get to meet them. I mean, that must be really.
Oh, it's very cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of the things I really like about this, is being able to get out and meet them. Depending where I am, I'll stop and meet somebody. Just to, hey, I'm going to be passing through. If you want to hang out, say hi, buy dinner, whatever. Just come and hang out.
Yeah, it's really yeah. And it's such a cool. It's such a cool chat too. I love the chat. Everyone just chatting away,
but
having
it's the
fun.
people that make up the chat that make the show. I said, I have 1,650 subscribers, but
Yeah.
I'd rather have quality subscribers than quantity.
I love the smaller channels. I like the more intimate setting. I like the smaller chats to where you can read everything and it's not just blasting by you like on some other channels where it's just flying right by. But yeah, it's great.
I've never had to hit, and I don't know, I'd have to do it in the YouTube, but I've never had to like slow down my chat. Because you can put it in slow mo, so people can only
This has
text
a nice, perfect
10
flow.
seconds. Some days it flies, some days it's slow. It doesn't, but everybody knows one another, basically. And they'll leave here and they'll go to another chat or another chat. But that's what I did too. Until I started my show, I was all over the place, and I was like, fuck, I want to meet these people. So
Yeah. I chat more with these people than I do with regular people.
Family. Yeah, man. I talk to
And
people
more.
here, and they become family over the years.
Yeah.
Stevie just left, but she knows him. She's right in front of me. She knows I'm right. These guys too. Judy's family, Jay's family. Nikki, everybody, and it's not just people I've met. It's the people that you talk to and you see more than any other. Mr. Lee, he's family.
Yeah.
Never met him.
Sure.
Talked to him a little bit, but Richie's family. I've spent Christmas and I've spent holidays at his house, Stevie and I. Richie Evans. We just the people in this community are awesome.
For sure.
Judy said something that implied that I was a celebrity, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, what are you talking about?
Nah, you know what you could say? You could say I have a lot of friends. You got a
Yeah.
lot of friends.
And it's
For sure.
good. And just another person says, "Yeah, it's all the same people." Well, it's a small community. You'll get a lot of people that, okay, Carrie's show, that you get 400 people in chat or watching. I don't know how many people are in chat, but the chat flies by so quick and
Yeah.
it's too impersonal. It's too,
Yes, there's no.
You'll see the same names there. You'll see Papa there and whoever, but there's a lot of other people too that are just there for whatever, to watch,
Yeah, because the only people that watch these shows are people that have had something weird happen to them or people that are fascinated with the subject. You're not getting just the Joe, just Joe Schmo off the street that doesn't have an interest in the subject. You know what I mean?
Richie says most can make mean eggs breakfast. So when are you going these eggs again? Geez, I just made them today. Made them camping too. I did a lot of cooking. These guys have been raving about my cooking. I'm just like simple stuff.
Yeah, I love to cook too. I'm the cooker in the house. So I cook, wife does the dishes. That's the deal.
No, tonight Jay was like, you know what? You've cooked enough. Take a break. Let's go get some KFC.
Ah.
And usually I don't eat dinner before a show. I ate. Quarter of, I'm like, 15 minutes before the show.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Papa just said, yeah, Richie Muggs is a good cook. Sushi was a godsend.
Oh, so how long did Papa? Was Papa there for was it a few days?
Yeah. He came in Friday and then left. Was it Sunday or Monday? Monday.
Was it a quiet area, camping wise?
Not really. I mean,
No,
it's
a lot
not
of
as
people.
quiet as people would have preferred. Some people, and even myself included. But we're close to the lake, and up here, that's what everybody's interested in.
Yeah.
The lake. So it wasn't terrible, but it was. There were ATVs going by or side by sides, but at night it calmed down, and they lifted the fire ban so we could have a fire, and yeah, It was.
Yeah,
it
that was
good.
good timing. Yeah.
Even the man can cook for sure. He kept calling me a cowboy cook. What is that? No Joe Smo, or Rogan. I'm just scrolling through, see what I missed in chat. Not as good as me, Mogs.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Bring your bangers and mash. We'll see what we can do. Richie says, Jay and Stevie, you're lucky SOBs for breakfast. I just make these scrambles, dude. I fry up some potatoes and smoked sausage and onions and whatever, usually peppers and onions. I didn't have it. And just drown it in eggs and cook the eggs and
mix it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Spices and some hot sauce. I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
Literally.
Sounds great. Well, I'm glad you guys had fun, and I hope we get to hear what happened to them. Hopefully down the road sometime.
It's just there's a lot.
And if not, that's okay because it's understandable. So, but I'm just glad everyone's okay. I'm glad I got to come on and talk to you finally. It's been.
I'm glad you did, man.
I've wanted to come on for a while, so I'm glad I can see color now too. So
I was just about to comment on that.
Life is good, man. So
congratulations on that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm gonna finish my packing up, and I'm heading out early tomorrow and go do some hiking. So very excited.
I'm tempted to go back up there one of these days, and I have a friend I think that'll go, and I'm doing a lot of research on Google Earth and trying to pinpoint where they might have been. But what was weird is I started to say it earlier. I forgot what I was going to say, but it was the dispatcher and those people.
Oh, that's right. The tracking. That's right. They couldn't pinpoint.
But they said that they were in a town. The closest town is X. Well, X is up here, and I believe that they were way down here, like 30 miles away.
Wow.
So I don't know why they would mislead that way. It was. Unless that town actually takes up that much room, but I don't know. And no, I'm not mentioning the town. I'm talking to chat before the questions arise. What town was that?
Now the area they went, a very woodsy area.
Oh,
very
yeah.
thick woodsy area.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Biggest stand of ponderosa pines in the United States, in the world.
Wow.
Actually. Yeah. Papa Craig says, Rosie says, hi, Lucy. Rosie is Papa Craig's dog.
I was going to say doggy love. Yeah, my wingman's out like a light. But he's right near me. He doesn't leave my side. Right, Chewy? You're a good boy.
That's like my shepherd. I took him up there, and if I had to run down, some of us ran down to the lake to use their bathroom down there. I'd leave the dog behind, but whoever was back were like, "That dog misses you," or
oh yeah,
it went nuts when you were gone.
That's the one thing I love. My dog's a shepherd. He's a shepherd mix. He's mostly shepherd. But the love they have, the unconditional love they have for you. Oh, there's nothing like it.
Humans can learn a lot about it.
No better hiking partner for me than my dog. It's just me and my dog all the time. I love it. Love it. So we'll do it as long as he can. So I'm hoping a long time.
And then you train a new one.
Yeah. This is just my first hiking. This is my first hiking buddy. So we started together, and like I said, he's been on all of my hikes but 2. So
wow. That's great, man. It's good to have a partner.
Yeah, I love it. I love his little Chewy GoPro. I love our little channel. We got a nice little channel and my little hiking buddy. There were a few people in chat that watched some of my hikes. So
Muggs, did you see the TikTok my daughter made of the dogs? Nikki, you sent me the link, but it wouldn't let me play it, so I don't know why. But yeah, there
Oh
were a lot
yeah,
of,
post it on her YouTube or something if she can. I've been
there
watching.
were a
I've
lot
been
of
watching the stories she's been putting up.
there were a lot of dogs up there.
Yeah,
I think total I got 2, 3, 4. There were probably 5 or 6 dogs, 5 dogs. So it was cool that everybody got along and everybody,
that's nice.
yeah,
And the dogs have something to do, playing with each other. So
yeah, and they mostly laid around and we're dogs. But yeah, I'm just glad that all the dogs get along. That's what I like.
yeah,
Lucy gets along with everybody. Maya, in the past, she's been temperamental, but she's pretty much, my hair's all over the place. She's grown out of it, so now she's tolerant. And she gets along with dogs.
my dog
It's when,
too.
it's
He's
when a
he's
dog
grown
wants to
on it.
play with her that she gets a little weirded out. Like when the dog gets all excited and starts prancing around and wants to play, and she just kind of cocks her head and looks at her like, no.
Oh, that's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, listen, dude, it was great
Yeah.
talking to you.
Yeah, I had fun,
Do it
man. I'm
again.
glad we got to chat. It was fun.
Yeah.
So,
And congrats on the glasses, man.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks,
thrilled that
man.
you get to see the true colors.
I know it's a good feeling. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
So
enjoy
I appreciate it. All right.
Right on. I'll
All
talk
right,
to you soon,
bye,
man.
chat.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
Thanks,
Take
man.
care.
All right,
All right.
bye-bye.
Well, that was cool. That was cool talking to Brian. Guys, thank you all for coming in and hanging out and chat, and everybody that showed up tonight. Ben, it was good talking to you. Yeah, keep checking out Nikki's videos. I got to go through, and Nikki said it the other day. Filming didn't go like it was supposed to. I mean, I did some filming today, just of our little outing to these Indian ruins. So I just have to finish downloading them, and next week I'll show you. I'll put together some stuff that we can check out, and you can see what we did. But yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday. I know I'll see you guys somewhere. Well, what time is it? It's 8:00. I'm sure somebody's on tonight. I'll see some of you guys somewhere else. But in the meantime, you guys be safe out there. I say that now because I realized this weekend that things can happen that, thank God it worked out in the way it should have, but shit happens, and people close to you can be affected. So just tell the people next to you love them, and I know it sounds whatever, it's silly, but just appreciate the people around you. Susie is live now. All right. Well, we'll have to go check out Susie. So go check out Susie's channel. What was it? Some weird name. I forgot Susie's channel. Nikki, put Susie's channel in links in or put a link in chat. I forget the name of it. I forgot. I'm sorry, Susie. All right, guys. I'm just babbling. You guys take care, and if you enjoyed the show, please hit that like button. Calm Mr. Lee down because he's all freaking out that nobody's hitting the like button. If you're new, subscribe and share. And if you want to donate to the channel, my PayPal link will be in the description below. And show some love. It's up to you. But we'll see you on Tuesday. You guys have an amazing rest of your week and a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Love you guys. Peace and God bless.